Hello everyone, Jonas Schwickert here. Today I have a very quick but amazing lesson for you for a boogie woogie technique that you absolutely must learn and you must ingrain and you must know about, because every boogie woogie pianist that you look up to, that you want to play like, uses this technique. But nobody talks about it and nobody really has a name for it. So I've come up with a name for it. I actually heard about this name, but I don't remember where. I don't know, when I was learning boogie like 7 years ago, I heard about this once and I just remembered it, but I never see anyone talk about it. So what are we talking about? It's called the double stop. All right. Now the prerequisites for this are that you know the blues scale. So I also made a full guide on just the blues scale. You know how to play it, the notes, the rhythm, how to improvise with it, why it matters, and so on. So a whole guide on that, a masterclass. Watch that video first if you haven't watched that, because today in the double stop it's an extension to the blues scale. All right. And what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the double stop is an awesome technique to give your boogie woogie sound and your riffs, especially, because all riffs pretty much use this, to give your riffs more oomph, more wow factor to impress other people with, and to create that heart throbbing when you hear like a really awesome riff some boogie woogie guy do, and you're like taken aback by it. He's probably using the double stop. All right. So what we're gonna do, the blues scale, right? You know this. If you don't know the blues scale, watch the blues scale masterclass first. And the double stop, for example, if you have a certain riff here, which is a cool riff. Now, the double stop can play this riff too, but make it way cooler. Makes it a little bit more difficult. That's why I recommend just to start with single note riffs in the blues scale, because you can also do this one in the double stop. I'll show you in a second. But the double stop, all it means, guys, it's very simple. You're gonna add a certain note at the top, not the bottom, the top, with your pinky finger. And you're gonna play the same riff, but you're gonna keep hammering that note with pretty much every other note. So we have this riff. Okay. We're gonna do the same riff now, but it's gonna require different fingering, because we don't have the fingers as close anymore, because we need that pinky up here. Saw that? Same riff. All I did was add this pinky up here on the C, which is the key we're in. So the C will, by the way, always fit anything, any place you're at in boogie woogie, right? Any chord, anything, right? So because the C is it's the key of C, so of course the C is like the most fitting note, and that's why we use it for the double stop. So when you play a boogie woogie, you can always to make it sound more full. Like for example, even if you're just playing like a chord, like a C chord, you can give that extension. Right? And it sounds better already. But usually we do this just for riffs, right? Because for riffs, it's really a technique that you're gonna ingrain. I do it again here. Check this out. First without. All right. Now, I also told you can actually get the same effect from not just the C here, because of course you can also, you can do different riffs also with the double stop. For example, right now with the double stop. So if you're running down the blues scale, you can always add this top note, and I need you to take this serious and practice it and start practicing it, because to sound really good improvising and to become that pro level boogie player, in the beginning this is going to be hard, but the sooner you start, the easier and the quicker you're going to get to that point where it's just very natural to you to use the double stop. And check it out here. I'm just gonna play some riffs, play some improvisations, and you can see how often I actually use this. Pretty much, all the time. Check this out. So I also used it here on the G. So if you're in this shape here, you can also put the double stop on here, the G. And then the last position is the A. All right, because you can do these riffs without, but you can also do it with. And it sounds a little fuller, a little better. You can also do the G. And then the C. All right? So those are the three main positions for the double stop, and you saw when I was playing, I used those positions mainly, right? I have, because in the blues scale video, I also talk about how most riffs are an extension of the blues and the pentatonic scale, right? The pentatonic scale is this one. And the blues scale is this one. And then, for example, this shape here, this is just an extension of the pentatonic scale, right? Because that's the notes I'm using here, and I'm adding this E flat from the blues scale. Because this is not in the pentatonic scale, this is in the blues scale. See? And then the pentatonic scale would be these notes, and I'm just putting the A down here, and I have this shape to create riffs with, right? Because riffs usually are just like blues scale, pentatonic scale, and a certain shape within that, right? So you have oftentimes this shape with the double stop to create riffs here. All double stopped up here. It's a little more technically difficult, of course it is. So start just practicing without it, and learn my riffs. I'm gonna make a video as well where I share like 3 basic beginner riffs as well. And of course in my program I have a lot more. But if you have some riffs that you can add this double stop, and it's really gonna help you out. And it basically, you play it with every other key. Not with every other key, with every key. See? It's always... So that it's really, it's kind of like the bass line in boogie, because the boogie bass line, you're also always just hammering on that C key. So it's a really good technique. So add this to your blues scale when you're improvising, add this to your riffs, and you're gonna see it's gonna sound better. And also, most riffs already use this, so it's just good that you know about it, that you're keeping it in mind, that you're practicing it, that you're having fun with it, and make sure you learn the blues scale, and then you add this onto the blues scale. But keep it very slow. If you're not at that point yet, don't do it. If you're still struggling with the hand independence from the first three lessons, don't even do the blues scale yet. Watch the masterclass on hand independence first. Take a few days to just practice that until you can. Right, so I'm building you up here. First the hand independence, the basic chords, the riff, and this is all in my journey. I have the playlist in the description, so if you don't know what I'm talking about here, the playlist goes from the bass line to the chords to the first riff, and then after that, after you've mastered that and the hand independence, you have a good bass, then you can start doing the blues scale masterclass, and then you can start also doing the double stop, and then you're pretty much halfway there, or even more, like 70% there, of being really good at boogie woogie. All right, it's just a matter of time then, and practice, and getting that hand independence really down. All right. Happy practicing. If you have any questions, leave a comment. I read all of them. I try to answer all of them because I care about my students a lot. And yeah, watch that blues masterclass as well. And keep on boogieing. Take care.